Okay. So I show our recording going. Whoops. So if you're just joining us, my name is Diane Baxter, and I am Senior Sales Director here in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, and I'm excited to get to train tonight with our Pacesetters. So right off the bat, we want to do some recognition. As you guys know, we can be registering for seminar now. And so if I say your name, I want you to wave, and whatever seminar division you are, like we're Emerald, I want you to say, well, no, maybe I can't hear you guys. I'm going to say Emerald Reigns, because we're Emerald. Ruby Rules, I think, as if you're in the Ruby one. So, okay, so seminar, those who registered. I have Becky McFadgen. I see you, Becky. Yay. Okay, and Rachel Carlos. And Lauren. Is Lauren with us? Give me a wave if you're on, Lauren. And Lenice Heath. Yay, I see you, Lenice. And Melissa Ditt. And Mary G. Thompson. Those are who we have so far that have registered for seminar. So you guys, I want to really encourage you to get registered in May, because you also then get a 15% discount on all of the seminar souvenirs, which I know Becky in our group's already ordered hers and gotten hers in and sent a picture out to all of us of her fun seminar souvenirs that she's already ordered. And that's just a fun little perk, registering early and getting to order your seminar souvenirs. That's fun. Okay, Race for Red. This is the last month of our Summer of Reds, they're calling this promotion, that has been a March, April, and May. So it's been a 3-month promotion, our Summer of Reds. So we want to give a quick shout out of all of our units. We have one of my unit members, Felicia Pratt, has completed 1 month already of Summer of Reds. And then those that have completed 2 out of the 3 months already are Rachel Carlos from my unit and Lenice Heath. Yay, Lenice! So you guys want to, of course, encourage Rachel and Lenice to finish your 3rd month, because you're going to get the additional handbag and all those extra goodies and get to go to the roundup at Gillies when you show up at seminar. So that's going to be really fun. But for everybody, you can still do the month of May as a star recruiter or any level above that, as far as you and your team, as long as you do the team post-up production for your Summer of Reds. So May is the last month for that. Okay, the assignments. I hope you guys have enjoyed your assignments this week. You have done lessons 6 through 10 this last week. And I want to just remind you this. Can you see this? This is the really tracking, Pacesetter assignment tracking. And this is a sheet that you can use to track each week your lesson, and then that you did for example, all 4 days. So that's if you can be tracking on this and take a snapshot and send your director, we would love to see that. I'm going to share a couple of my favorites from the assignments, because we're working them with you guys. Day 8, one of the things that had us do is work through the professional sales section of the Silver Wings. I got to tell you, honestly, I had not done that one. Wow. Did anybody give me a hand wave if you went through the professional sales on Silver Wings? And I know some of you are still working through the week. Okay, Becky, I see that. So impressive with the audio of Top Directors and Nationals, the scripting, overcoming objections, how to follow up from warm chatters. There was a lot of scenarios and a lot of great training there. Loved it. That day also is the one that encouraged you to step out of your comfort zone, and I think some of you have shared what that was for you. So that's great. And then like day 9, one thing that you could do to update your look and let your director know. So I want to hear from my girls, and I know your directors want to hear from you. For example, on that one, what would be one new product you tried to update your look from the product line? And then let us know. Day 10 had you are encouraged to have 3 selling appointments on your date books for next week. So that's your last day of this week's lesson. So because Pacesetters, we realize, is almost midweek, some of you might be working maybe through Saturday on the current week's assignments. So I just want you to know we're working in with you guys as directors, and it's just good for all of us. One of the things we wanted to say to you guys is, especially for my C personalities, of these lessons that you have, life is going to happen. And one day you might not even get any of those things done. But the next day you could play catch up. You might get 2 days worth of assignments done in one day. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get every day done on that day. You can kind of play catch up if you need, because it's 5 days of lessons over a 7-day period. Okay? Because I know that's already happened to me. I know a lot of you have end of school scenarios going on right now with kids, and it's really, really busy weeks. We've got banquets and band concerts and a lot going on this week. So this may be one of those weeks where you kind of double up and do 2 days of assignments in one day. It's really not, a lot of them would not be that difficult to get done in one day and double up. So point is that you're leading yourself well and you learn to pivot. We have to do that as directors all the time, and you do too. You just have to pivot, and the next day is a new day if you need to do that. Okay, so what I want to teach on a little bit tonight, even with doing Pacesetters, and I'm gonna ask some questions and give me some nods if you would say yes, I have or I am experiencing that. When you're just pushing yourself and you're working to really build your business, we're giving you these things and assignments, if you will, that you're working on. Do you ever sometimes feel like I'm not where I want to be by now? Would you say sometimes that you would feel that in your business? I'm not where I want to be. Today didn't go like I wanted it to go, right? And I think right now, because we're all talking about, we have 6 weeks left in the seminar year. Okay, so we're almost, you guys, June 30th is coming really quick. So we've already had some reflection probably on maybe what you set out to do July 1 of last year and where you want to be by June 30th. And you might not be where you want to be. Well, I want to give you a little bit of hope. The good thing is you're feeling that because you have a little chip, I like to call, and my husband refers to as ambition. You guys are ambitious. You have ambition. There's things you're wanting to accomplish in your business, and it's different for each one of us. And when you're not hitting what that is, you get frustrated, right? Have you ever been frustrated in your business? Okay. Well, I have a little diagram that I want to use that I learned from my husband, Dr. Nathan Baxter. He's an executive leadership coach, and he works with several nationals and Mary Kay and some top directors. He also works with high-level leaders in lots of industries, CEOs, bankers, doctors. And this is a really great topic he has created, and especially hits home with the Mary Kay world. And it's called the frustration gap, okay? And so what happens is, I'm going to put this up here so that you guys maybe can see this. This is a diagram. And the bottom, this is going to represent what is ever your current, just reality. This is reality. And then this going up is whatever your expectations are.
The reality frustration gap.
Arms like this. This is my reality. This is my expectations.
Reality expectations.
Okay. The higher my expectations, do you see the bigger the gap? If I lower my expectations, I get a smaller frustration gap. So if you're frustrated, it's probably because there's a gap between the reality that you're experiencing and the actual expectations you have for yourself and your business. So this distance here is my frustration gap, and the only way to make it smaller is to lower my expectations or up my reality. Is that coming to you? Is that making sense? So let's say your expectation is to be a team leader if you're not a team leader. And if you're not where you want to be, then we've got to talk about, do you want to lower that goal? Do you want to lower the goal to be a team leader to just maybe being a star team builder? Because we need to lower your expectation you have for yourself for your business. Or if you can convince me that your goal is to be a team leader, then we're going to look at what is your reality. How many appointments are you holding? How many interviews are you holding? And you've got to be willing to raise, okay, if my expectation is team leader and my reality is this, are you willing to raise what is your reality? Are you willing to do more appointments, more selling appointments, more interviews to get to that expectation of team leader and be less frustrated because what you're doing now is not getting you there? Or you need to say, well, maybe then team leader is not my goal. I just need to lower my expectation. I'm just going to go for team leader so I am not frustrated. Okay? And only you can make that call. So examples of lowering your expectation. These could be some questions you might ask yourself. Am I expecting too much from this opportunity for myself? Am I expecting too much even from myself? Am I expecting too much from just my dreams or my vision? And if you don't think you're expecting too much, you feel really good about the goal you have, then let's go to the other side and talk about how to raise your reality. So let's talk about what changes do you need to make. One, in your thinking. Might even just be what you're thinking. What is your self-talk? What has been your self-talk this week? Are you beating yourself up about what you didn't get done yesterday? Maybe even today? Okay? Guys, then many times if I didn't get done what I want to get done in that day, one thing Nathan's taught me just is, then what is one thing you can do before you go to bed that you can at least feel good about your business? Just get one thing done. But then tomorrow's a new day. But it's your thinking. I think we are our own worst enemies in our self-talk. It's what goes on between these little inches in our brain. It's your self-talk, you guys. You're so hard on yourself, and we've got to replace that with truth. So one of the things to help change your thinking, Nathan teaches about critical truth cards. You literally take like a 3x5 card and make some truth statements that counteract what maybe those really lies are you're telling yourself. If you are telling yourself, I can't book, you probably need to make a truth card that I love to book, everybody wants to book with me. And you need to say those to yourself. I know last week on the training, Shelly talked about when she wakes up, she hits the snooze button, but before she gets out of bed, she is just visualizing going to Italy. She's visualizing what it would be to take her husband and go on that trip. But she's really trying to just change her thinking, which changes her emotions. And after she's just dwelt on that for a few minutes, she finds herself excited to get out of bed and get to work. So if you want to raise your reality, let's look at your thinking. We might need to work on that. Or maybe we need to say, what changes do I need to make in my actions? If you worked your lessons this week, a lot of the days were $50 in sales, $100 in sales. Like lesson number 10 this week is have 3 selling appointments on your date book for next week. So just actions. What changes do I need to make in my personal life? You know, how are you doing on your health? What are some habits you might need to change? Are you getting up early enough? Are you going to bed early enough so to get up early enough? Becky, I know, has been in a long time like me, and we know Mary Kay's 5 o'clock club, where she said if you get up at 5 o'clock every morning from 5 to 7, you can get You can get 2 more hours in your work day, if you will, 5 days a week. That's like getting another day in. And when my guys were little, I had to start getting up at 5 just to have my quiet time, pack my deliveries, do anything on In Touch. Because once those little guys got out of bed at 7, who knows what the day looked like, right, when they were little. So just, anyway, your actions, maybe you need to look at that. Or what changes do I need to make in my professional life? You know, we talk about always having 10 bookings on your date book at all times. Do you have 10 appointments on your date book right now to be held in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Between now and the end of June, you want to try and always maintain 10 appointments on your date book for sure. Okay. So, frustration gap, because we all have ambition. The only way to decrease that frustration gap is to lower the expectation or keep your expectation, but you got to up your reality on what you're doing in the way of your appointments and just in your business. Okay. Let me double check my notes here. So the critical truth cards, that would be a great something to think about doing if you kind of need to put in writing and say it to yourself every day, what is truth? So to counteract that negative thinking, if that's something that you battle with. Working your lessons. We're 10 lessons in. There's, again, 5 lessons for every 7-day period. So we will be getting out tonight or in the morning your lessons 11 through 15 for you to really work on those. And then I would love if you guys are where you can talk to me. Would love to know, 2 weeks in now, you've probably gotten a little bit of traction. Is there any one thing you feel like this piece of Pacesetters has been so good for me? It's stretching all of us in some perspective, I'm hoping. But I'm hoping there's a lot of encouragement with it too, and we're starting to instill some good habits. I think of the 6 most important things list, that, as you see, is on your top of your list every day to do your 6 most important things list. But what would be one thing that already you feel like is helping, made a difference, it's been good for you, even though it's maybe been hard? Would anybody want to share something that's already been a learn now that we're 2 weeks in?
I don't know if I have audio
I hear,
open. Can you hear me?
I do hear you.
Great. I can say that just having more focused follow-up has been a good learn. I know on Boxstar I commented that when we handed out the lipstick samples to follow up like that same day, typically in the past it would be a 24 to 48 hour turnaround that I would put it on my book, not even thinking about calling that evening. So that was kind of a just new thought. And then just forcing me to think daily work about what new names or what new calls what new interactions I'm actually making.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, Becky. Anybody else want to share something? Is there anything that's been difficult? Let's go to the other side. Anything that's been difficult? Like, what about getting out of your comfort zone and, the handing out samples? I know a lot of people that they do not like doing that. That might be out of your comfort zone. Okay. Okay, so let's finish up with reminders on working your assignments every day. We want to hear from you in the Voxer group. You'll notice also the very last day, it always tells you to do your weekly accomplishment sheets. I know Becky and Felicia have been great on doing their accomplishment sheets, but that's just a new habit. It's really helping instill is getting your weekly accomplishment sheets done on InTouch. That's a great one. That way you're keeping on top of your paperwork, really. So come income tax time even, that'll help. Working on whether it's the bookings, the reading, the tipping point book, we've got that we're kind of listening to. And I like usually for me to do that Audible app. And this is the first book I'm listening to by audio instead of reading the hard copy. So that's kind of just been a new one for me. But love learning some new technology for sure. So that's been good. This will carry us through the end of June, the Pacesetters. So we love hearing from you guys. I want to know anything more that you need. Please let us know as your director if there's questions you have regarding anything. We're just excited. And I just want to say I'm proud of you guys for the work you're doing. I hope that by the end of June that you land where you want to land, whatever that is. Do not give up, you guys. Now is the time to keep stretching. Keep very disciplined. Keep very focused. Have whatever your goal is all over the place. Write it in lipstick on the mirror in your bathroom. Have it in your car. Have it on the refrigerator. Your family needs to know what your goal is. Enlist them. Enroll them in your goal, your seminar year-end goal. It is worth the effort that you put into it now to the end of June. It's going to be so fun to walk across the stage or you're at your unit awards, or for us it's the Go Give Awards, or certainly the national courts. It will be worth it, and the momentum you build in the process just carries you through to start the new seminar year strong. So you got duo, you got building the momentum to finish the seminar year June 30th, but then that also starts you out really strong for the new seminar year. Do not forget that this quarter ends June 15th. Some of you are working to be a 4-quarter star. So stay focused on your star to finish that. Everybody, no matter where you are, can finish Race for Red for the month of May. Lots of places to win. Princess Court of Sales, maybe for the Go Give area, or Princess Court of Sharing, or your unit court. Be the queen in your unit for sales or sharing for the year. Lots of great goals. So we're excited to see where everybody lands, and just proud of you again for the work you're doing on Pacesetters. Thank you for being on the call tonight. We will get the recording out on the Vimeo for everybody, those that couldn't be on the call tonight too. So guys, thank you so much. Have a great evening. We'll see you next Thursday at 9.
Thank you.
Bye.